Hello and welcome to Heart to Heart. I'm Jackson. Today we're just going to look at a couple things that have been happening due to Russia invading Ukraine. Uh, Big thing is some companies have been pulling out of Russia as in a boycott. Look right here. Companies like McDonald's and PepsiCo, which have a large footprint in Russia, need to consider whether doing business in Russia is worth the risk during this extraordinarily volatile time. I don't know if that's the reason. You say worth the risk. What, the McDonald's in Russia are going to get bombed? No, it's the McDonald's in Ukraine that are the problem. Just say that you don't agree with what Russia is doing. Starbucks, Coke, Pepsi. If Coke or Pepsi had to do it, the other one had to. I think McDonald's is a funny one because of this right here, the Golden Arches theory of conflict prevention. And this is the theory that no two countries that have a McDonald's will ever go to war. This is an obvious example of no, that is not true. I don't doubt that it's happened before, but this is a clear example of just because you have a McDonald's doesn't mean you are safe from nuclear war. If only it was true. If only McDonald's prevented World War III. What an easy world that would be in. All we had to do is put McDonald's in every country and there would be no war. Another one that maybe some people have seen a picture of is here's 5 TikTok dances you can do to help Ukraine fight Russia. That is something I have seen. You'll see it in everything. You'll see it like with the COVID pandemic, and then obviously with what's going on right now. You'll see celebrities and people on the internet who crave attention go out of their way to make it about themselves. And this article would seem to be satire. I'm very proud of the way she wrote it. As Ukraine repels the Russian invasion, many influencers and social media stars are wondering how can they make this about them. It's a fair question. Occasionally things happen in the world that just for a moment remind us how useless these people are to our country and how if society crumbled they would have nothing of substance to offer the community. I mean that stings. That stings right there. That stings. You mean to tell me that dancing in front of a camera has no value if society came to an end? Wow. I would have never thought. If I made an article like this, I wouldn't have even made it that long. Honestly, I think those 2 paragraphs, fair enough. I don't know why you would need anything else. So, one more. This would be where I would get serious. Another thing that's happening is Visa credit card companies are pulling out of Russia. Visa, MasterCard, and American Express have announced that they will suspend all operations in Russia in protest at its invasion of Ukraine. And then just real quick, but Russia's major banks have already downplayed the impact the move will have on consumers. Shoppers will still be able to use the cards for purchases within Russia until they reach their expiration dates. But Visa, MasterCard, or American Express cards issued abroad will no longer work at shops or ATMs in Russia. Clients will no longer be able to use their Russian cards abroad or for international payments online either. This is where I have a problem because this is people's money. I understand maybe you could do it for credit cards, debit cards, and where it's like actually that person's money. I don't think you should be able to do that. Control where people are using your money. This would be where I have an issue with stuff right here. When you're controlling where people are allowed to use their own money, you have people maybe in Russia who got a card outside of Russia and now they're living back in Russia. They can no longer use that card. I mean, there's people who are going to be cut off from their own money because of this. I think that's ridiculous. I don't care if the credit card company wants to make a statement like everyone else. You're cutting off people's money. You're not cutting off Vladimir Putin's money. And even if you did, that's one person. What about everyone else in the country or people who have come to the country? Like you're cutting them off from their money. That's ridiculous. I mean, what if our government did something terrible and so all the credit card companies cut people off from their money? That would be insane. This isn't like every single person in Russia, but it is more random people than Putin, which is stupid. That's why I have a problem about it. That's my only concern about companies, and even you got banks doing, I don't know what the word would be. Probably just I would just say I have a problem when they pull out for something like this. If there is a reason they need to pull out that's serious, I understand that. If they're doing it just to make a statement, that's not their job. That's not McDonald's job to make a statement about foreign affairs. It's so odd. Why don't we're going to suspend Ukraine McDonald's because there's a war going on right there. You wouldn't do that because everyone would flip out. What? The people need McDonald's. But it's all right if they pull out of Russia because Putin is going to miss out on some McDonald's, you know? There's a give and take with this. If you pull out everything and you cripple their economy, and then that stops Putin from uh, continuing his invasion, that's good. After that, I would immediately go back to resuming your operations in Russia and not keep it to where you're staying out. Because what happens when you do that is the people begin to resent us. And then at that point, no, not only will they support someone who's willing to fight the West, whether economically or militarily, they'll continue to support a dictator like Putin and support him furthering his actions. That's my only thing about what's been going on over there. But hopefully it will have some sort of effect. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this. Not much. If you have anything you'd like to comment or add, go ahead, leave it in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Alright, bye.